We begin inside the box with Kino's Journey. This is the thin DVD version. Just so happens to be what I bought. Really nice series. I'm wondering if I recommended it yet on the DVD collection subreddit. I think I have, because I noted that a copy of it was coming out. It's a real smart anime. Kind of has a lot of things that just make you think in general. Let's see, next up we've got Lupin the Third, and this would be the second series. I believe the first series is finally getting a DVD release in a couple of months. I'm pretty sure it's not next month. I don't always remember everything I pre-order, but I have pre-ordered everything for the month of May that I know about that's coming out. But there's always the possibility of things falling through the cracks and me just missing out on something, unfortunately. Just the individuals. There was no box set version of these as far as I know, but there were some limited edition versions of some of these. And as I was playing a game of try and buy them all, I ended up, just trying to buy them all. And then at one point I started watching them, but I didn't get very far. There's just too many distractions here. I can never really seem to finish watching anything. See, after the series, well, we got more stuff. We got episode 0, The First Contact. We've got the Fuma Conspiracy, Castle of Cagliostro, which Hayao Miyazaki directed. And you can kind of feel a lot of that Ghibli-ness in it. Looks like it's a double-sided disc with a reflection of Giga Frost in the background. I bet the reflection has an equally big anime collection. We've got Lupin the Third, The Secret of Mamo. We've got a First Hall movie pack, which, if I remember, it's not very interesting on the inside. I guess there's some pictures here. We've got Voyage to Danger, Dragon of Doom, The Pursuit of Harimao's Treasure, Secret of Twilight Gemini, Dead or Alive, Lupin the Third. And then we've got the final haul, which has Farewell to Nostradamus, Island of Assassins, Crisis in Tokyo, The Columbus Files, Missed by a Dollar, and Lupin the Third. I wonder if the order for these used to be different. Oh well. Next up, we have Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha, which it's quite unfortunate that Strikers never got released here. And probably more unfortunate for lots of y'all, the third movie hasn't. I guess we've got reversible covers. Yeah, that's lots of neat artwork in these, but this was from the end of Geneon's days, so I think they were maybe trying to be a bit more desperate. Familiar of Zero. It's kind of similar. And honestly, I kind of go a little back and forth on whether I like season 1 or 2 better. There's something about season 2's execution that feels a bit off to me that I can't quite understand. But at the same time, season 2 had some neater action in it than season 1. here's season 2, Nanoha A's. Strikers is probably just not rated as high, so it maybe not completely bad that we don't have it. There's kind of an overload of art almost. Probably comes from just having a huge cast of characters, only a few DVDs with which to express them. If this was a more fleshed out release, they could have almost had DVDs on each more individual characters, which is probably what the Japanese release of this was like. Speaking of Japanese releases, even though we haven't officially had the first movie release here, the Blu-ray has English subtitles. So I went ahead and imported that from Japan, of course. And I'm not going to say that this version of the first series is necessarily superior, since there are some ways the first series approached things that I consider better. But at the same time, this was a good movie. It kind of give more depth to the universe, to the characters. Or rather, to the characters that kind of weren't as paid attention to in the original version, I guess. See, this is a 2-disc special. Unfortunately, the special features on the special disc are not English subtitled, I believe. I think I poked around and looked. We've got an advertisement for comics, and then we've got a booklet. Yeah, I don't know. I got it in order to have the Blu-ray version of the movie and watch that. And that turned out to be good. Let's see. Next up, the first of Satoshi Kon films that we will be going through here. Now, technically, I could have probably also included Rojin Z, since he did some artwork on that, I guess. But I interpreted the request as stuff that he's directed, since they have a fairly unique feel to them. A kind of, I don't know, interesting, somewhat LSD-ish view of reality, I guess. I don't know. So we've got Mushi-shi. This was a really good series too. Okay, let's see. We've got an old Funimation advertisement, a postcard, and some series information. I guess we just need to start going through all of these then, because we can't just mow through. I wonder if I probably haven't tried to say what about Mushi-shi was neat. You know, if the contents of those are simple, then just opening the DVD case should probably be enough. That's convenient for me, I guess. Well, this has 2 postcards in it. What's up with that? This has 2 as well. In case you're not as able to keep count, This would be DVD 5. And last but not least, DVD 6. I do kind of want to rewatch this series again. I can only remember little details here and there. It doesn't help that it's kind of designed that way, but oh well. We've got another Satoshi Kon release, Paprika. I watched it once. I kind of want to watch it again to kind of get another opinion about it. This is dubbed. I've not seen the dub. Although this is languages: Japanese, English, French, subtitles, English, French, Spanish. Interesting. I did have somebody ask me if two series have Spanish, but I'm doing updates, so I haven't had time to look, of course. We've got Paranoia Agent. This is the box form. Yet another Satoshi Kon one. Oh, and look, even another one. Perfect blue in a kind of falling apart reflective thing with the DVD kind of sticking to the inside. I remember this one definitely being good. The Ghost in the Shell UMD. How useless. I don't have a way to play it, or read it, or anything. Oh well, next up comes another series on my personal favorites. It's a Princess Tutu. The covers are all reversible. You've got the darker sided outsides and the lighter themed insides, or vice versa. When I think about it, the menus are probably more based on those inside covers. Yeah, I guess that was right. Next up comes a long series to go through. It's been a while. Ranma half. Of which the first season was definitely good. Let's see. Boring discs. Good. So as usual, we can kind of go through these a bit rapid. First season definitely good. Now, after that, it's harder to say. They kind of started feeling more repetitive. I've only watched seasons 2 and 3. If I even did watch season 3. I think I did, because what I remember is watching season 2 or most of season 2 the first time, starting over, watching season 1, season 2, and thinking we need to power through season 3, and I guess it kind of felt like it was running out of ideas almost. And I'm not entirely sure that's necessarily the case. It could have just been a change in the budget, but something felt really off. And I don't think Urusei Yatsura felt the same way. To be fair, Urusei Yatsura kind of has a more open-ended setup. since Ranma seemed to have this idea that it needed to make a combat version of absolutely everything in the world. And I don't know if it ever branches off from that, but it kind of set itself up to be that sort of way in the first place, whereas Urusei Yatsura just was able to go with a theme of add strange to strange. Oof. Just standing still like this is kind of hard. I just tell myself that eventually I plan to make my way through Ranma on my own. I just need to, just sort of like how I managed to make progress through Pokemon. Although lately it's just been, I don't know, for some reason I haven't had a lot of energy to watch series I didn't know were actually good. So it's taken me a while to get through some of the stuff I'm watching right now, since they're not as good. This is season 7 there. It's the last season, I believe. And then we've got the movie box set with movies 1 and 2. We've got maybe a cell. And 2 movies. And then we've got a Ranma OVA series DVD box set. With 2 discs. Doesn't feel like there's one back here. Let's see. Another series that I've probably shown a number of times. We've got a Rurouni Kenshin. Discs themselves, well, taking them out is potentially destructive, hard, difficult. So we'll just go through it this way, since I think in the second season here they're not as, no, maybe it was the third seasons that weren't as exciting. People have done a lot of experimenting with fitting as many DVDs into a, well, I guess I was thinking of a different series, because these have a pretty good variety of artwork to them. Okay, that is in its sleeve. Or maybe it's these last couple that just seem a bit uninspired. I say seem, as in like, you just don't see character art. I have the director's cut version of the Rurouni Kenshin Samurai X OVA's Trust and Betrayal, which was spectacular, and Reflection, which was not as spectacular. And then I have the Samurai X movie, the motion picture. And if you thought that I was done there, well, I don't want to take these out. I definitely want to show them. I have the Blu-ray version of Trust and Betrayal, as well as the Blu-ray version of Reflection. Oh shit, it doesn't say. And then a Blu-ray version of the movie. The movie. Okay. Let's see. This out of the way, because we've only got a little bit left to go. Next up, we've got Super Gals. So, yeah, I believe this is the one I pulled out. I think I tried watching it. something about it didn't quite catch my interest at the time, but let's see. This is the thin DVD version of the first season. Is that the same image on there? It is. I know visually it's kind of intriguing, but I couldn't help but think that something was off watching it. I don't remember what. I don't necessarily feel any reason one way or the other why I would or would not want to watch it at the moment, so it probably just didn't catch my attention at the time enough. Not as much as something else, and I don't know what that something else would be. And then we got a second season, also in thin DVD box set form, which actually kind of works, because I believe this one is only thin DVD box set. So if I never throw those away. You know, I think wasn't this image used before? I don't know. That looks familiar. Some of this artwork looks pretty familiar. Oh well. This isn't the first time I've seen artwork used multiple times. Let's see. Next up, we've got Tekkonkinkreet, which it didn't leave any real impression. I didn't think it was necessarily bad, but I just didn't find anything that really drew me into wanting to watch it. It seems kind of strange. I'm trying to remember it now. Don't know what to make. I don't know. Let's go to Tokyo Godfathers, which is actually a really good movie by Satoshi Kon, and finishes the 5 Satoshi Kon titles that I believe are the ones I was supposed to pull out. Alright, there we go. That's all of inside the box.